Have you ever heard this saying? I've heard it 1,000 times. It's not what you know, it's who you know. If you want to get ahead in life, you have to know somebody. It's not what you know, it's who you know. It's all about who you know. That is very true. It's all about who you know. Define success anyway. Not right now. Think about that in your alone time with Big Daddy. Okay. How many of you can quote part of, maybe all of, the 23rd Psalm? The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. Ho, 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 ho. Way too fast. Way too fast. Now, in my digital Bible, it has Hebrew words in the initial covenant, the Old Testament, and in the New Testament, the renewed covenant, I like to call it, it has the Greek words. And each word is literally translated. So, in this 23rd Psalm, verse 1, it begins with somebody's name that is very, very important. Now, this name is so important, millions of people won't even say this name. It's some kind of, 1,800 years ago political something. Hey, let's don't say the name. Let's decide to do this, and we don't say it. Although this name is in these Hebrew scriptures over 6,800 times. You would think the one who is the possessor of this name wants it known. He does. Speaking of wants it known, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Hold that thought. Now, the way to pronounce this name, who really knows exactly? I mean, some people pronounce it Jehovah. Some people pronounce it Yahweh. Some people pronounce it Yahuwah, Yahweh, Yahweh, whatever, however you pronounce it. But it's in here a lot. And he wants his name known. That I'm sure of. And that's how this psalm starts. 23rd Psalm, Yahweh. He's the one that is my shepherd. Ooh. I shall not lack. Now, go back to the very first word, his name, and let's slow down. Yahweh. Now let's meditate on who he is. This is the guy that was the architect of the universe. Think about the details, the precision. Just take one thing. The Earth's very thin atmosphere. Very thin atmosphere. You get these pictures or these video shots from these satellites or whatever outside the Earth's orbit, and you can see the Earth. It's a very thin atmosphere. And yet it is so perfectly balanced by the balancer slash architect that if anything gets out of balance, if we mess something up and get something out of balance, whoa, it can be horrible. This guy, that's this guy. Yahweh, that's how I say his name. Yahweh. Oh, Yahweh. It's not about what you know. It's about who you know. Yahweh, this is the guy. This is Big Daddy. He's big and he's my daddy. I call him Big Daddy. And no, that's not disrespectful for me because I'm just a little child. I'm his little child. And what we're going to talk about today is knowing him. Yeah, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Yahweh, Big Daddy, the architect of the universe, and much more. He's the one that came down on Mount Sinai and gave Moses, Moshe, whatever, however you pronounce Moses' name, he gave him the Big Ten, the 10 commandments, we call them, kind of like instructions. See, when we don't follow his instructions, things not good happen. But when we follow his instructions, everything kind of flows. You know what I mean? But then again, it's not what you know, it's who you know. You can know these Big Ten and still not be in the flow. So he was the guy that came down on Mount Sinai and gave Moses the Big Ten. Plus, he downloaded into Moses the whole Torah. That's the first 5 books of the Hebrew scriptures. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. There's a lot there, and that was downloaded into Moses, and he and his scribe guys, I guess, wrote it all out. The Torah, handwritten, downloaded by this guy, Yahweh, into Moses. Yeah, that guy. Big Daddy. Architect of the universe, Mount Sinai, however you pronounce that mountain, Big Ten, author, but wait, there's more. A lot more. This is also, wow. This is also one who a guy named Abram, was called out of where he lived in the Chaldees. He was a Chaldean. And this guy said, pack it up. I'm going to take you somewhere and you're going to love it and it's going to be very important. And Abram took off. That's one of the beautiful things about him. He wanted to know this guy. And this guy said, follow me. And he did. Ends up in modern day Israel. And amazing things took place in Abram's life. Avraham. Amazing things took place in his life. You know why? It was not because of what he knew. It was because of who he knew. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So you could go on and on and on forever about this guy, Big Daddy, and the things he's done. Wow. The deliverances, the amazing conquering of enemies. I mean, the Gideon story. It's not what Gideon knew. It's who Gideon knew. It's interesting. After this name, Yahweh is the one being my shepherd. That's a more literal translation. Yahweh is the one being my shepherd. And therefore, I have no lack. No lack. Yeah, but Paul, a Pharisee of Pharisees, that had an encounter with the son of this guy, he was thrown into prison, he was shipwrecked, he was just, stoned, left for dead. You wouldn't call that lack? No. It's not what you know, it's who you know. The author of this, Yahweh. Now, he is the one being my shepherd. That's a daily thing. He's the one being my shepherd. I shall not want. It's like this. Day's coming, and there are going to be some people on the other side of a door with the son of this guy, Yeshua HaMashiach. They're going to be on his side of the door with him. And yet there are going to be other people knocking on the door. Let us in. Let us in. We did all kind of stuff. We did Judaism really good. We did Protestantism really good. We were great Catholics. We were good Anglicans. We were good Orthodox, Russian Orthodox, Greek Orthodox. We were good AME. We were good CME. We were good Baptist. We were good Methodist. We were good Presbyterians. We did the stuff. I mean, we did a lot of stuff. Hey, let us in. Let us in. Let us in. Let us in. And Yeshua opens the door, cracks the door, and says, I never knew you. Now, Yeshua only said what he heard his father say, this guy, Yahweh. So Yahweh said, and Yeshua repeated, I never knew you.